I was with him initially. It was early in the morning, and his oxygenation levels started dropping, and it was very slowly, but it got to about, 98 was where it was staying. And at 93, his eyes are getting a little wider, and I called for the respiratory therapist. And because he couldn't bring up the phlegm, we would suction him from time to time. So I was getting a little frantic, and yet, I was trying to stay very calm for him. And so I was suctioning him, and it just continued to drop. And so I called them back in, and one of the therapists was there, and then she got a code blue call, handed the suction wand back to me and said, "We'll be back here in a minute, there's an emergency." And at that point, the oxygenation level was down to 89. Then Aaron's dad, Dan, walked in, and I handed him the wand real quickly, and I said, I've got to go out and find somebody. I mean, we're in here by ourselves, and his levels keep dropping. And so I handed him the wand and ran out. And I honestly don't remember anything from that point. I didn't hear the code blue. All I knew was when I was going out of the room, Aaron's eyes were as wide and very, very fear-filled. And so I ran out, and I don't remember.
I heard that machine flatline. And I remember that moment so well. It's so vivid in my mind today that's what I do now because of that moment. The moment where all of my reality, everything I thought was important, dissolved into a state of just this bliss, this peace.
None of it was real, except when I walked up to the side of his bed. And what I saw was very, very different than what I'd left, or even who he had been before. I saw in Aaron's eyes a peace, a wisdom, and an understanding that I'd never seen before. And it was a very connecting moment for he and I, because I understood right then what I needed to do for him, and I think I told him right after that. I said, it doesn't matter how long this takes, what we have to do, we're going to do everything possible to get you well. And I'll be here until you decide differently.